Hello there, friends. It's Ashley here from The Loopy Lamb and theloopylamb.com, and thanks so much for stopping by the channel. This is the Hooktionary, a crochet dictionary of 150 modern tapestry crochet motifs, and it is the latest book by Brenda K.B. Anderson that promises makers the ability to create bold, modern, and fun tapestry crochet designs using the graphic designs in the book. Today I'll be sharing my in-depth review of the Hooktionary as an experienced tapestry crochet designer and crochet instructor. And thanks to our friends at David and Charles Publishing, I have a copy of this book to give away to one lucky winner. So be sure to watch to the end of this video to find out how you can enter to win a copy of the Hooktionary for yourself. So a little bit about the designer behind the book. Brenda K.B. Anderson is an incredibly talented designer, and you may recognize her name because she already has 2 other books published, as well as you might recognize her name from her many, many designs published in various crochet magazines, yarn company websites, and more. And this book is just full of gems, and I'm going to cover that with you now. Now, before we get into all of the resources available in this book, let's talk about the patterns. So this book isn't just full of motifs, it also has 5 crochet patterns in the back of the book. So in the back of the book, you find the crochet patterns. And I like these patterns because they're a variety of different techniques that are used. And you can see, like from this thread scarf here, that you don't have to work tapestry crochet in the round, that you can definitely work it back and forth, or in this instance with the right side facing you all the time. So you'll definitely have a right side and wrong side facing for these projects. So there's the thread scarf, the snowy picture hat. And in case you can't see here, because there is this bend in the hat, it is a TV image on the hat, which I thought was really, really cute. And now this comes in one size. It is to fit the average size woman or teen, and it's a 19-inch circumference hat. The Claddagh mittens. Again, this is a one size pattern. It fit an average woman, it says. The Badlands cardigan, and this is available in sizes small through 2XL. The Icicles pullover, and this is available in sizes extra small through 3XL. The patterns in the book are written using the US terminology, with a conversion chart being found on page 5 if you're more comfortable with the UK terminology. And it's next to the abbreviations chart on page 5 if you're looking for it. The patterns are beautiful, and they show that wearable fabrics can absolutely be created with tapestry crochet. And with sweater weather approaching soon, I might have to cave and make myself the Badlands cardigan. Now, one of the things I loved about this book is that it is full of resources for makers. And whether you are an experienced tapestry crocheter or not, absolutely start reading this book on page 4. You want to read the resources in this book, because even as an experienced tapestry crochet designer, I learned things in this book. So I'm sure there will be some things in there that you'll learn as well. So when picking up this book, again, pages 4 through 19 are where you're going to find the essential reference material, and it's full of comprehensive advice that you're going to need to work through the book. Through these beginning pages are some of the most important tools to have in a tapestry crocheter's toolbox, and again, even some that you might haven't heard before. So through the first few pages here, we cover how to use this book, the different swatches, and the different decisions that you're going to need to make when approaching the charts in the book. Then again, we've got our abbreviations in our conversion chart. And then I love this, a gentle note about blocking. Hey, non-blockers, please read this. And Brenda here herself admits that she's not a blocker. However, in some of the cases, you're going to have to overcome that to get the best results from your work. And she talks about that there, which was really great. Then she talks about choosing yarn, fiber content, and characteristics, and how those play a role in what your chart looks like, and how to choose colors for your work. Pages 8 and 9 are fantastic. And if you're a visual learner, this is really great here on my right-hand side. So each of these images show a different stitch that is used with the same crochet chart, color work chart. And so we've got a single crochet chart here, single crochet in the back loop only, center single crochet, extended single crochet, split extended single crochet. I always have to slow myself down to say that. And then front post double crochet. And now why I love this visual representation is it really shows you how each stitch changes the way the fabric looks, right? And so this single crochet, you can see, has a slant to the right as you're working, single crochet in the back loop only, which you see traditionally used in a lot of tapestry crochet projects, stacks your image more vertically than your regular single crochet. Then you've got your center single crochet, you've got your extended, and you can see that each one, although they use the same chart, just varies slightly, and just having that visual representation of it really helps to hit the point home, and that depending on your chart and what stitch you use, it will look different. And so Brenda covers that in depth, and you can see it here again in this example. And here is a great chart on page 11 that summarizes the characteristics of each stitch. And so if you're really unsure, or if you really just want a quick reference guide, then this is the page to go to, page 11. It tells you what stitch is used, how does it drift, drape characteristics, which is super important if you're looking for a wearable fabric or even a blanket. Color work clarity, other considerations that you'll need to think about when you're choosing that stitch, and then suggestions of what this stitch is great for. And I just loved that it was just condensed in this simple chart. So then we move on to the stitch instructions, which has your step-by-step videos, step-by-step pictures here to show you how to do each stitch, which is helpful. And then again, we go even further to cover working from a color chart, a note for left-handed crocheters, so you're not left in the lurch if you're used to just seeing right-handed instructions, and then how to work with two colors in tapestry crochet, and then how you have options. Now, for the most part, the patterns in this book use working over your yarn, but there are instances where you're going to have to use a float. And a float, you can see here in this image, is where you carry your yarn across the back of the fabric, but you don't work over it. So I love that there's all these options and considerations, and it's just really well thought out. And again, here's some more information on working with colorwork floats. Now, one of the things that I found really interesting was steeking without freaking, the section here on page 17. And I always kind of chuckle at the title, but I'd never considered using steeking as a practice with tapestry crochet. And she explains how to use it here and how to reinforce it. And it's really, really helpful. And again, depending on what project you're using it for, this is just a great resource to have, and also something to learn, a new skill. So I found that really helpful. On page 19, we cover adding a button band, and then we get into the swatches. And so each of the swatches is worked with a different stitch, although it's not told to you what stitch is used. However, you could potentially look at the front examples that they gave us, showing what each stitch looks like in a swatch, and maybe figure that out for yourself. But again, depending on what you're using the charts for, you're going to need to make some decisions. So I think that's probably why they didn't include which stitch is used here, just so that way it doesn't influence you one way or the other. But in these charts, you'll notice that they're not huge charts. You're just getting the pattern repeat. So if you're wanting this fabric here, you're wanting this pint glass repeated over and over again, then you're just going to go from 1 to 14, and then you're going to start again at 1 and just keep repeating that. Okay. I really love these little cats. They're so cute. But there's lots of great charts in here for you to use in a variety of different settings. And like, some of them are just stunning. Others are more graphic and comical, but you can use these for a wide variety of different projects. Now, there's even more resources in this book, so buckle up. So at the back of this book, starting, I think it starts here on page 132, is that you're going to find a section on fixing colorwork mistakes, which is really helpful. Sometimes some of them are a little more simple than others, but then we go into page 134 and we talk about duplicate stitches, which can fix mistakes without having to go back and pull your work out. Because sometimes, depending on your yarn, you don't want to pull back hours and hours of work. And so duplicate stitches are really great. And they've got duplicate stitches for each of the suggested stitches that you could use in the book. So I really found that helpful and great. Now, what I think a lot of people are going to love is this section on page 36, swapping and modifying charts. Huge, huge, huge. So let's say, for example, you loved the look of the Badlands sweater, but you're just like, bunnies? Like, really? Bunnies? Then this section is what you want to check out, because Brenda covers how to straight up swap a different chart for, say, the bunnies, or to modify a chart to fit that. So that way you can use something different. Like, say you wanted this whale, but the whale didn't have the same multiply or stitch multiple as the bunnies, then Brenda covers how to make those charts fit, right? So you can get the sweater or the project of your dreams, right? And there's other suggestions, like, what if the chart is bigger than the original? What if it's smaller? And then she also makes suggestions starting on page 137 for substitutions that you can make for each of the patterns that she's giving you in the project. So these patterns are kind of like a primer in terms of, here's some patterns, they're already written, and here's how you can substitute other things to make it just amazing and exactly what you're wanting. And I really like that. And then there's some suggestions for each one of the patterns. And then there's even more examples here, how to make them bigger, how to make them smaller, things you could do. And then as we continue, we can find other examples for each of the projects. And then finishing off here says modifying charts for different reasons. So depending on your project, there's different ways that you can modify them. Okay. And on the back here, we've got some about the author on Brenda. So this is a really great book. I love this. This is probably my favorite book that I have reviewed this year. And it's just chock full of gems that can really help you take your tapestry crochet projects to the next level. And I'd recommend this book for any crocheter that is an intermediate to or advanced skill level, that is looking for a great color workbook to add to their collection. Or if you're just like really adventurous beginner and you're really ready to just sit down and learn tapestry crochet from beginning to end, then this could be your book. But really, I think it's more geared towards your intermediate to advanced crocheters. Now, if you're a knitter, or if you also knit in addition to crochet, there is a knitting counterpart to this book called Alternate Stitch Dictionary by Angela Rangel, which also is full of just gorgeous colorwork designs that you can check out as well. So that's it for me. I hope that you found this helpful. And if you did, please hit that like button and please consider subscribing to this channel. Make sure that you share any comments you have about this book, especially if you have experience using this book. We'd love to hear it and have you share it with our community. Now, I am giving away a copy of this book to one lucky winner. And if you're interested in entering to win, head on over to the written version of this blog, this review over on my blog, theloopylamb.com. And I've shared a link in the description box below that will take you directly to that review. At the end of the review, you'll find the full giveaway rules and regulations, as well as an entry form to enter to win. So that's it for me today. Thanks so much for watching. And if you like free crochet patterns, please check out my blog, theloopylamb.com, where we've got over 100 free crochet patterns, many of which have step-by-step video tutorials. And so thanks again for watching, friends. Happy hooking, and I'll see you next time.